Hello, hello. Pamela here, your Stampin' Up demonstrator with Passionate About Scrapbooking. Happy Monday morning and happy first day of July. Can't even believe that it's July already. But thank you for joining me for my Make It Monday, where I teach you how to create a two-page scrapbook layout, so 2 pages, 12 by 12s, using new Stampin' Up products. These are featured in the new 24-25 catalog. I have everything linked in the description, most everything, and I might have to delete or add a few things depending on where we go with what I'm creating. Because I have a basic concept ready for us today, but I have a few things I might add in. Right over here, I've got some extra paper, some extra dies, my inks, my embellishments. I will be using these. So if you joined me on Saturday for my craft along, you saw me create these cards. So I'm using all the same products that I used for these cards on Saturday. So this was my June 24 craft along. And when you make a purchase of $50 or more through my Stampin' Up website using my host code, which I didn't print out, I'll have to add that here in a few minutes. I'll add it into the comments. You can, or you will, receive all the pre-cut paper, for most of the pre-cut paper, let me put it that way. All the cardstock and pattern paper, you'll have to do a little bit of fussy cutting along with die cutting, because you will need this Market Goodness stamp and dies to complete your cards. So just wanted to put that out there. I will be sharing more information on my social media about that. But I will grab, while I'm thinking about it real quick, I'm going to grab my host code for July. So I have several things going on. Let me move this out of the way. We'll get to that in a minute. Let's see, I'm going to put in the comments. So if you're joining me, please say hello and let me know where you're viewing from. How's your week starting? Hope it's starting well. I had a little bit of frustration this morning with our teenager. But what's new with that, huh? All right, so July, we are in July. Let me pull my keyboard down here. And I'm going to add, one second, this to, so that's the July host code. So if you'd like to shop with me, I'd be ever so grateful if you made me your Stampin' Up demonstrator. So host code, there we go. So that should post in several places. I also have a BOGO sale going on right now in my Facebook group. I have a private Facebook group that, let me find the link for that real quick, where I am selling off a lot of my close to my heart products. Yesterday, June 30th, was officially the last day that Close to My Heart, basically they closed their doors for good. They had a big warehouse sale over the last 2 weeks and officially shut down all operations last night. So that was bittersweet. So grateful to have this opportunity with Stampin' Up to move forward with. thanks to close to my heart for all their hard work. So, all right, I'm going to put one more link and then I'm going to get busy creating. So this link is my BOGO sale. You can join the private group. If you have friends in it already, it'll automatically add you. If not, you'll just have to wait for me to approve you. So that'll be after, I'll check it again after the video, the live video. All right, so I think there's all that. Guess I will just double check and make sure I'm live everywhere I'm supposed to be. I think I saw someone pop on. Looks like I'm live there on Facebook, and let me refresh my YouTube, and I'm live on YouTube. So thank you so much for joining me today. I think I'll keep that open and see. There we go. So you should be able to find in the chat section on YouTube and then the comments in Facebook. All right, so let's get to it. So this doesn't take forever and a day. So I've got my Market Goodness stamp set here, stamp and die. So this is the bundle. I have absolutely loved this collection. This summer, earlier in the spring actually, Jeff decided to get super serious about doing a garden. So we have a garden it's like right out my windows, attached to the, you walk out over here to the wraparound porch and then walk out the door, and we have maybe like a 30 by 40, it may be bigger than that, area that we've got a garden growing. We had some good zucchini and a little bit of squash. Squash bugs got a hold of that, so we had to dig all that up, but I've had cilantro and basil, spinach. We have a beautiful sunflower out here. Just one came up, and then corn, tons of watermelon, and tomatoes are about to be fresh and ripe and ready to pick off. We picked off a couple of tomatoes so far. So I think we're going to have some watermelon out of the garden come July 4th, I hope. We'll see if it's big enough. So anyhow, I have lots of reasons to use this stamp set, and I've already created one 8.5 by 11. Let me show that to you real quick. So there's that one. There's some of our zucchini. We had 2 or 3 that were like that size. So this was from this was from my first story and sketch that I did. So that's an 8.5 by 11 page. And today I'm creating the 2-page 12 by 12 scrapbook layout of our festivities on this past Saturday. So these are the photos that I printed out. I'm going to do all 4x6s. Some going across the page here. This is actually an Allison Davis sketch that I came across yesterday. I just wanted something super simple as a base, and then we'll do some embellishments and stuff. That's where the technique and the fun will come into. But we've got, Jeff and I did, we took his parents out to a regenerative farm about an hour away in Bandera, Texas, called Sovereignty Ranch. First time out there, and I didn't realize it, but it was their grand opening, their first time that they opened their restaurant. So they had a cool little bar, and I have pictures of the barn, the whole area. Decorated up real cute. I did print those out though. They had organic lime margaritas. So that's what we had right there. We found they actually grow the limes on the farm. And then everything was organic, like farm to table. So we had a meal first. We had the wood stone or wood burning stove pizza and a wood fire. I don't know what they call it exactly. But that was wonderful. So everything on the pizza came from the farm. That was sourdough crust. That was so good. And then we did, for dessert, we had some chocolate chip cookies with cinnamon rolls. They were divine. And then there was just at sunset, that was the wrapping up of our farm tour. So I got a bajillion pictures. So I'm probably going to have to order some more of this paper because I'll be making more scrapbook pages. But I'm going to, my plan is to do some flip flaps in here. So that's what I was going to grab. I need to find my 4x6s. What is that? Some small assortment. Give me 1 second. I have my big stash of flip flaps here. I don't think that one's going to work. I need a top flap. So give me a second while I look through my stash. So exciting news. Come July 3rd, some of these, I'm hoping that they'll be available. Got some re-inker or something on that one, but that one will work. I need a top flap. July 3rd, we have a lot of great stuff coming out with Close to My Heart and Stampin' Up. This will be the last release of the July-August product release for Close to My Heart. I'll just flip through this a little bit to give you an idea of what's coming July 3rd. Excuse me. Goodness. So, if you're a former Close to My Heart maker or, sorry about that, customer, and you had an email with Close to My Heart, you'll be able to purchase these items. If for some reason you did not, then send me a private message and I'll see if I can help you get your hands on some of it. I'd be happy to do that. So lots, and I mean, it's packed full of scrapbooking kits, card making kits, flip flaps. There are going to be our 4x6, 3x4, 4x4, 3x3, and then we have some page protectors along with some, I was looking 8.5 by 11, along with 6x8. So all our favorite sizes of scrapbooking. Oh, and I did want to share this real quick too. So I created this layout right here right before Close to My Heart shut down or announced the shutdown in February. I'd been assigned a National Scrapbook Day workshop. They sent me this stamp set right here, and then some of our old cardstock from a previous couple of years before that. So I was limited to the colors I could use. So I had like 4 or 5 colors of cardstock. That's all I could use with the stamp set. So I created this page right here along with 2 others. I'll be sharing those come July 3rd. And also I'm looking at creating, so I have a workshop guide actually with this. So I'll have more details on July 3rd about that. But I was going to recreate my workshop using some of the, I think Country Woods paper would be really, really beautiful with this stamp set. So I do have this stamp set already. And I was wondering if I was going to get to do anything with it or share it. And apparently I am. So they did include things that we were going to do for National Scrapbook Day originally. And then that got all canceled because of the closure. So bittersweet, so sad. So, and then just some really, really cute stuff. So I wanted to share that with you real quick. All right. More to come on that for July 3rd. So let's get busy. So I think I only will be able to put 1 flip flap. I'm going to grab 2 just in case. But depending on where my embellishments go. Uh-oh, I don't know why I'm not sure why things are moving. I may have to move my table away just a little bit. Let me do that. Something's bumping the camera. So, okay, so let's get going. Yep, I shared all that with you, all the goodness and yumminess. So I printed my photos at home with a border on there. I'm getting to where I really like that look for a lot of things. So let's put all that aside. I don't know if I mentioned this already, I grabbed my Country Flowers and Country Birdhouse bundles just in case, because I might use a few of the dies. There's some neat foliage, I guess, in that one. There's lots of flowers in this one. So I might incorporate a little bit of that, but we'll come back to all that here in just a bit. I have my ink pads that that coordinate with this collection. We'll see what I end up using for that. My embellishments, this is part of the bundle, the 2 market bundle. So you get the paper, the Stampin' dies, this, and I'm trying to remember. That may be it. But it's linked in the description, so just be sure to check that out. I think you get quite a bit for like $56, something like that, I think. All right, so I pre-cut some papers already. I may change these up a little bit. I'm not sure. But the very first thing that I want to do is pull out a sponge. I think that's what I'm going to use. Like some round sponge. I may just do it direct to paper. We'll see. So I think I will do it with the Blackberry Bliss, since this is a really dark kind of purple color. So let's try that first, and it'll go pretty fast. So I think I'm just going to kind of rub, yep, just like that. We'll make this super simple. It won't take very long to do that because these ink pads are so nice and juicy. So it gives you some color all around. I'm going to make sure I don't set that on my white. All this is going to be covered up with paper, so if it gets a little dirty, it's not going to matter too much. But again, this is an Allison Davis sketch that I came across yesterday, I think, as a matter of fact, and uses all 4x6 photos. This particular, I think it was part of her number 27 sketch support, I think is what it was. But I'll see if I can link it in the description when I'm done, just to give her credit for that. Okay. Yeah, so just depending on how much you want on that edge, depends on kind of how flat you go with it. But this technique is really, and you got to be careful with your fingers. I'm going to have to get up and get a wet chamois. I forgot to do that, just realized. So my space is right off the kitchen, so it works great. Now I may have to come back and do this on a couple of other pieces, but this is just the core, the base of the layout that I'm going to be creating here. And then, okay, so I think that's good. Not sure yet what I want to do with the cardstock. I think I will, but I'm going to wait because I'm not sure if I'm going to use this color or not. Once I have everything down. All right, I'm going to grab one of these and I'm going to get it wet real quick. So 1 second. All right, so I can kind of clean my hands and any stamps. Let me get that all pulled close. Let me get that out of the way. Dry my hands off. Okay, when I'm scrapbooking, I really do prefer the Stampin' Seal. So I've been trying to keep this, be conservative with it. Again, if this should be dry, but let me get it started. 1 second. Well, it's right there. I just got to get the paper to grab it. There we go. Once I get it going, I think I just put a new one in there. Okay, I debated whether to do the full page. I think I will, though. See, I already got some on there. But it's all going to be covered, so it's not a big deal. I'm just seeing kitty hair. I was trying to wipe off. So I'm not going to worry about that too much. Well, good grief. There we go. Okay, so we're doing a pattern up at the top, down at the bottom. This is 3x4s pieces. So some of that may still be wet. Let me kind of lay it out. I think I wanted it darker over here. We're going to put some veggies in here since we were at the farm. And I think right in here is kind of where we're going. Okay. And this is some of the stuff that I cut out. I fussy cut out of my, for my card class on Saturday. So lots of great patterns. And all these are 3x4s. And then that leaves you a 4x6 space right here for your photos. I'll have to give it a little, I'm going to go this way in case it's a little bit longer. I can just go over top of that. I want to make sure that I'm, 1 second. Get twisted. Yeah, let me see. That'll help me lift that up because I'm not quite to the edge. There we go. Still not quite to the edge. It's hard when you're looking at an angle. I may need to pull it all the way up. 1 second. There we go. So I do have my cardstock tacked down a little bit right in the 2 corners, just FYI. All right, I know that I want this photo over here. I think that one next. And then all of these we're going to go in here. So in this particular page, I didn't share about the actual farm tour. This was more about the food. And I think so we had like cocktails, dinner, and dessert. So I think this is where I'm going to put my flip flap, is right there. And then that was just, so this page is going to kind of focus more on just Jeff and I's, what we enjoyed. I mean, he absolutely enjoyed the farm tour and learning all about the regenerative farming. Very, very interesting. The story behind this Sovereignty Ranch is, I guess, polarizing. Molly, Chef Molly is her name, and she grew up vegan and even opened up, I think, like 5 restaurants in California, Los Angeles area maybe, that were vegan based, and I think just this, it's been a couple of years, maybe, I think she said maybe the past 10 years, she's been learning about the regenerative farming, and she wanted to grow all her food and not let anything go to waste. I'm going to go ahead and put all these down. And this past spring, just very recently, she made the announcement that they would be switching their menu to include beef, pork, chicken. Yeah, so they're no longer vegan, the restaurants, and it's caused a big uproar in California for her. But she now lives here in Bandera, and I'm assuming just kind of goes back and forth to Los Angeles. Has other people running it there. Anyways, it's kind of sad how ugly and hateful people can be when she's just trying to do good. She's, you know, she learned a lot of new things and is putting it into practice, following what she believes. So there's that. Okay, so that's where we're at so far. Now let's do, I want this one in the front. We're gonna flip it up. So this one's gonna go, it'll look, technically it's going upside down, but when you flip it, you'll be able to see it. Okay, so I can insert these right in here. This just gets a little tricky sometimes. It's a little snug. So you just have to kind of maneuver them in there, especially the bigger ones. Let's see if I can get it in here or not. Well, I may have to do a little trimming on my photos. Let me see here. Maybe one at a time. Got that one in there. Okay, now let's go this way. Okay, guess I'll do it one at a time instead. Okay. So I used my portrait mode for that. All right, so this one can go straight down here. I'm going to line it up. I'm going to put some adhesive right here at the top. I'm going to make sure I have it lined up well. Okay, and then I can just, so it still flips like this before I put it down. Now I can take my adhesive off right here. And you can always put this on top of your page protectors if you want to. I usually cut my page protectors and bring the flap through so that it's up on top. That's how I learned how to do it. Okay, so now I've got to get this, actually I'll just line this one up the bottom. These photos are overlapping just a smidge. All right, so I think that's good. It should be, I didn't put any, just realized I didn't put any adhesive on the back of my photo. There we go. So we can do that. And then we have our flip flap right there. How cool is that? Okay, so all of that's down. All right, and this is where I want to play a little bit. Yeah, it's pretty much playtime, so adding all the decor. I have a couple of ideas over here I'm looking at, thinking I want to do. So I think I'm going to have to write my journaling this time. Excuse me. Okay, so I did 2 pieces here because I didn't have garden green in 12 by 12. So I might have, but I decided to use 8.5 by 11. So I just cut it at 9 and at, so 3 by 9 and 3 by 4 for here. So let me do, we're gonna have to do a little bit of cutting. I need to find my scraps. Actually, I think this was, all right, so this is 4 inches. I'm thinking I might do some, I have some scraps here, so let's grab, I want to do some layering. I want to bring in some, so let me do this first. Okay, I want about 1/4 inch all the way around, I think. Maybe a little less, maybe, let me see what I want to do here. How much? Yeah, so I'm going to do this 1/2 inch smaller. So if this is 4, we're at 3.5. By 8.5, because I think I said I did that at 9. Let me double check. Yes, so 8.5. And this will just give me some more color. It'll bring it across the page over here. And then I'll also need, that's going to be, that might be just right. Okay, so this part right here I think is going to have the title over it and other stuff. So it's going to look like one full piece, I think, once we're done. I want to do the ink along the edges as well. So this will be my journaling piece. I'll have a big journaling area, and I'm going to go ahead and put it down and maybe put in some lines, and then I'll go back and do my journaling here in a little bit. So if that was 3.5, I think I want, I'm going to do, let me cut it at 3 5/8 first and see if that's not enough room or if I want a little bit more border, because that's just going to share that much. Let's see here. I like that. Okay, so then we had 8.5, so then I can do it at 8 5/8. Is that right? Okay, so I'll layer that on there. This is going to have to get cut down. So this was 2.5 inches. So I'm just cutting it 1/8 of an inch shorter, I think. Let me see if that was right. I think so. And then, oh, it's already cut. Okay, so I think that's going to be good for the moment. So let's, first let's do some more of the inking. I can just go, it's probably easier to do it, say I'm not going to touch that. I'm going to do it along this way, like this. Just trying to figure out the best way to hold the paper. You have to be careful when you poke the end, it goes right into that foam. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. I'm going to set it over here to dry. Briefly, just do that on, honestly, I got a bunch on that one. So sometimes I wish we were on Zoom so I could hear y'all and talk to y'all. But feel free to start a conversation. I would love to visit. If you're watching, let me know where you're from, how you're doing, what you're doing, what have you been creating lately? Have you played with this collection, the To Market collection at all? I love going live now because I don't have to do editing really on it. Now I might use some of this to make reels and things like that, but I'm not crazy about all the editing. So that's why I love to go live. All right, so I think those pieces, I don't think I will, yes I will. I think I am going to go in here and do the white as well. Might as well. So just all the paper is getting a little bit of color on it. So I see people watching. I just don't know who's watching. I might have to set it up so it shows me. Hey, Lisa. Thank you. It gets very awkward feeling when nobody comments, and I feel like I'm just talking to thin air. Awesome. Well, it's been a really fun suite to use, collection to use. I've created 2 sets of those of my craft along cards. I'm going to need to overlap that just a tiny bit. Get right up at the 8. Again, I'm not worried too much about except on maybe these pieces. I don't want to mess those up too much. I think I accidentally dug into my pad a little bit. So let me clean that up. So I'm trying to decide if I like that option. I really didn't want to get color over here. I've got a little bit of smudge and stuff over here. Not a lot. I can splatter and fix that. Not a big deal. Okay, again, the reason I didn't do one full piece was because I didn't have 12 by 12. Look over top of that. So in case it's still wet, and then line it up at the bottom. Can overlap a little bit right there. And again, like the title and embellishments and things, like the vegetables and the basket and stuff are going to go right over there, right over top of that. So we shouldn't see that seam right here, actually. Alrighty. So who's excited about July 3rd? All the new online exclusives will be going live. The Close to My Heart exclusive products, the last of the Close to My Heart exclusive products are going live. Okay, I cut a piece of, there's my title, FYI. We'll do that here in a few minutes. I'm not sure if I want to use the pecan pie over here. I'm going to go ahead and put my white down. It'll help me visualize a little bit more. So I'm just going to draw some lines on here. Did I cut it short enough? I think so. There's just going to be a teeny bit of orange showing all the way around. And then I'll do hand journaling because with the photo and the embellishments, it'll be difficult to do it on the computer and get it to line up properly. All right, so there we go right there. So let me look a little bit. I think I do need to bring over the brown, but I might pull out, if I have enough of the actual wood grain. I don't remember what, I do have a 6x6 of it left, I think. 6x6 is actually not going to be long enough. So let me, what's the back of it? It's that paper. May not have enough of it to make it work. Let me see. Don't think I'm going to, so I will just have to settle with the pecan pie cardstock. Maybe do a layer. I'm wondering if I want it bigger. I'm looking at different colors, things that I could put behind it. Think we're going to just let that sit there, and I'll try to make a decision in a few minutes of what I want to do with that. So let's do some embellishments. The embellishments might help get everything. So we need to, let's move this out of the way. I think I'm going to move it all together. And I will bring in, so that's for my title. I'm going to do Summer Saturday. Might do another S, Summer Saturdays, because that's what they're calling these events. Put these over here, bring all this in. I might cut some circles to make a little scallop border. And then, was that the one? I think this is the one that had the foliage. All right, so let's see what we can do. Let's get our title stamped real quick. I have it cut out. I'm using, close to my heart, alphabet and thin cuts, which of course is not available, but this was a good size. You could totally make your title on the Cricut. So this is the one I'm using, Simple Surf uppercase. So just need the stamp set for the moment. Whoops. Let me find that before I forget, maybe. I just want to make sure that it doesn't end up in my trash can. There it is. Lost the A. Before a kitten comes over here and hauls it off somewhere. They were super active earlier today, so they're quiet right now. So that's been working out good the last few mornings. They did the same thing on, can't remember if it's Summer Saturdays. I don't know if I said super. I don't have a clue. Okay, summer, see if we've got the words or all the letters out properly. If I missed anything. But like I said, I think I might want to do an S, another S. Saturday. I thought about Saturday. I thought about saying farm tour because that's what we were there for, but the photos that I chose weren't actually part of the farm tour, so I'm going to just do the okay. So we got Summer Saturday, but I really wanted to stamp on them. I think it just will give it some more dimensions. So I was going to do a tone on tone stamping. So just a 2x2 block. So this will take a few minutes. Before I stamp, I'm going to move that over to the side. Let's go ahead and cut that other S while I'm thinking about it. And then I'll use, Jeff's been listening to a lot of podcasts, and you know how you kind of go down the rabbit trail. He ended up hearing one by Chef Molly, and then he went and researched her a little bit, and then that's when he found out that she was right. She was just an hour away from us, a little less than an hour away, something like that. And found out that, I mean, it was just a little less than a week ago, we were able to RSVP for the event for the grand opening of their restaurant. So that was so cool to be a part of that. Met some very interesting people. There was a woman visiting from England. She was with her family. So, uh-oh, I'm hearing kittens. All right, so there's an S. Had trouble getting this through. Didn't work fine. Maybe not. I think these die. I think the close to my heart dies might be a little bit thicker than the. I mean, just like a smidge. That's the only thing I can think of. Than the Stampin' Up ones. Because I was having a bit of a hard time. I'll have to pull that out again to do some of our. Sorry, I'm just looking to see what's going on with kittens. Let me put this in a better place before I lose more letters. Set it over here. There we go. Okay, so let's get after it once we get going. It won't take too long. See if I can get these on pretty straight. So it'll add some tone on tone, add a little dimension. I needed the base to be a color since it's going to go off the white a little bit probably over on that left side. Okay, let's clean and go. We'll do summer. Let's just go down. Okay, when they're like this, I'm gonna just like drop it. Whoops, drop it on the glass mat. Pull it up. Two M's. That'll work. So this came, it was a much bigger piece, and it came with my Stampin' Up glass mat. This is not the Stampin' Up one. I bought this one right after I joined Stampin' Up, not knowing that they were actually going to come out. The Stampin' Up glass mat was available back in maybe January, February, something like that, before we knew we were going to be with Stampin' Up. And they just announced that they're going to make it available to everyone. So they made it available already to demonstrators, and then July 3rd, customers will be able to get the glass mat. It's quite a bit smaller than this one, so I haven't decided yet to bring it in. It would be great. It's big enough to do like a 12 by 12, but not the full 12 by 12. But it'd be great for cards. I just need to pull it out and play with it. I just haven't yet to make adjustments. And then what do I do with this one? I may have to have like 2 workstations. So we'll see what happens, what I do with that. Okay, 1E. So again, you could just cut these, something similar out using your Cricut if you don't have any alphabet stamps. Stampin' Up has, I think, maybe 1 alphabet stamp and then 1 or 2 dies. But I haven't gotten any of those yet. 2 R's. So it's funny how with close to my heart dies and stamps, I always cut the die shape first and then stamped on it. I can't do that very well with Stampin' Up. Now I may get better at that. So usually I stamp it and then I cut it. Oops, one more A. So tell me how you would use this suite of products, Lisa, or anyone else watching. Can you think of, would you make cards? Are you going to make scrapbook pages? And if you're doing scrapbook pages or cards, what would be the purpose? Would you like cards? Who would you send them to? What kind of sentiments? Of course, you've got sentiments right here. For you, bursting with happiness. Thanks a bunch. Hello. So it's just fun summertime cards. And then, of course, you could do a play on these words too, you know. Bursting with happiness could go along with maybe a happy birthday celebration type card. But then for scrapbooking, this is not just for gardening. It may look like it when you look at it right here, but the papers that go along with this, there's lots of florals in it as well, so it can be totally floral and not have to do anything with vegetables. So that's one thing I love about it too. Yeah, and you don't have to use this stamp set like Lisa mentioned. You can totally just use a totally different stamp set theme with the papers. Remember, farmers markets, flower shops. You know, they have, we had some sunflowers I took pictures of at the farm. One more. I was thinking of the different, can do some puns with your alphabets. Lettuce, something, something, lettuce. Instead of on a play on the words for lettuce. I'm sure there's some for carrots and all the other vegetables too. All right, here's the title. It should be ready. Can put that away. Let's see. I don't think I need any of that. Now I know why I kept the little plastic sleeve. I wonder if I still have it. I think I do. I threw it in the trash because I didn't think I needed it, but I'm going to put this back in here because it will keep the letters from jumping out like it did a little while ago. And then I can just put them back in the carrier. I just love, I'm going to miss this packaging so much. All right, clean up my space. There is the title. I may just bring one side in at a time, but let's do some. I know I need some scraps of, let's see here, like a basket. because I want to do, oh, look at that. So I hope I have, yeah, I should have lots of scraps that maybe I can pull a bag or a basket out of. Like this one maybe. Don't know if I have any more full baskets. I have to look at the rest of the paper real quick. I just need one, I think. Maybe two. We'll see. There's not a full one there. Let's sneak a peek at all my papers I have left over. So I have a full, I do have a 6 by 12 piece of that. So these can go back in here. So something that I did find, just FYI, when I created that card workshop right here, when I got my full pack of DSP, I split it in half, first of all, because you get 2 of each sheet. So I split it in half and took 1/2 of it and I cut it into half, so 2 6 by 12 pieces, and then I took one of those 6 by 12 pieces and cut that into 6 by 6 pieces. I only had to use one, or I limited myself to using one 6 by 6 piece of each pattern to create my cards. So that left me with a whole half a pack plus another 6 by 6 and 6 by 12. So just an idea if you're wanting to conserve paper, to kind of start like that instead of just randomly cutting into your paper and so forth, because the 6 by 6 works great for cards, works perfect for cards, and you can use it on scrapbook pages too. But okay, so let's see here. I don't think I have the basket that I want, but I think I can. I think I'm gonna do maybe this. I'm trying to decide how much of the Blackberry Bliss I want to bring into. So we're going to cut this out. Super simple. If I don't use it, fine. But I'm just going to trim around it, kind of like I had a die cut for it. And then we'll fill these up with veggies. Maybe some flowers. I think it's going to be mostly veggies, since we were on the farm. Of course, she had flowers everywhere. They took on the farm tour, they took us around to their greenhouses. So I can either do this one or this one, so it doesn't really matter. Could have cut those two out. I think I'm gonna just cut off. So this here again, how about we just do it at 6 inches? Of course, when I do that, yeah, I end up cutting through. So I think I'm gonna not do that. I'm gonna go like right underneath, right in between. And I still have these if I want to use those for something. But then I have this whole piece of pretty Blackberry Bliss. So you could take one of these sheets and cut out all the baskets that you can cut out, baskets and bags, if you wanted to. And then have a full sheet for the background. So that's how you can kind of think of some of these. So this particular paper, it didn't have any dies with it, but the vegetable paper, the dies that are in the Stampin' dies, actually cut out a lot of those vegetables. So I may just end up doing that. I don't know how much stamping with the set I'm going to use. Okay, so we've got that so far. I'm hoping I like my title in that color. And don't know if I need that. So let's bring in, I'm going to focus on getting the left page put together first. Figuring out what we need with it. So I think it's, and I loved how the sun was coming down right there over Jeff. Love that. Okay, this one's probably going to go over here. This one I think will go on the other side somewhere. We've got the title. Can kind of lay this out a little bit and see. And we want this to go down, just to cover that up a little bit. I don't know if I want this out here or if we're, because the title, I was thinking I was going to split the title up a little bit. So let's see. R Saturday. Need the two M's. Everything else will go down here, I think. So summer. I'm not sure exactly where. Yeah, once I get the title, so my journaling will kind of go zigzaggy all around here. I'm just laying it out. I don't know if this is where I want it exactly. Saturday. Let me look at Allison's sketch, because I may end up doing it more like over here, because this is going to take up a lot more room. Saturdays. Summer Saturdays. Yep, that's what it was. Okay. Okay. So something similar to that. I think this is, it doesn't have to be at an angle here. I could make it straight across, or I might put it right up through there actually. And then my journaling will kind of be in sections possibly. Or it might just be right here and then I can do something up there. Okay, so I think this is going to be okay layered like that. Let me look. Okay, I am going to bring, just so we can visualize. I do have to bring this back in here, so I may have to move it again. So we'll see. Okay, so can do a cluster up here. I could do something right down here and cover up these pipes, a little bit of something, and it can be poking underneath, out from underneath that. So kind of like that idea. And I'm going to have something, I think, up in here somewhere. So we have our triangle focus right there. All right, let me get green paper. I'm going to cut some foliage out of my scraps, out of using one of those. I've got lots of scraps of garden green. Let's pull a few of those out. I'll use that one first since I've already done a little bit of something out of that. Oh, so let's cut a few different okay, so I'm thinking I might do a few circles to do right back behind here maybe. I know I want this. Okay, and maybe I'll do a little one too. I think that's all. Don't know if I'm going to do flowers. I don't know if there's any in here really. There's that little bit, but I don't think that's necessary since I got, this is going to cut a couple of individual leaves plus 2 that stick together. So that's kind of that's cool about some of the dies. So if I'm going to do this one, I think I'll use this side. I was kind of thinking I might do, is that too big? Maybe I should do that one. I just got to figure out what pattern. Do I want to bring another pattern in? Because I think I might do a scallop right along there. Okay, we'll do it this way. I think I function a little bit better like that. Whoopsie daisy. Okay, so let's do, I'll just throw these on here. I'm going to do a couple just so I have plenty. Probably just, yeah, well, I didn't think about it. This was an afterthought to do this. Let me see. As you can see, I'm not using my tape. They float around a little bit, but don't have to be on there perfect for any reason. Again, I love my mini machine. So awesome. So this is the first time I've used this. This is part of the Country Flowers. All right, so I'm just going to put these over here. And we'll do a couple of those. I played with the Country Woods paper a tiny bit, but it was out of stock, so I kept finding other things to play with. So still got to do something with it. But it'll have to wait till August because I haven't shared. So the new online exclusives with Stampin' Up that are coming out on July 3rd is kind of Christmas in July. There's some Halloween, there's some fall things, a lot of Christmas. And so I chose today to do this one because I was dreaming of making this page night before last. It's like, oh, I still want to scrapbook some of this and use my to market stuff. I think I'll do at least 3. Hopefully I don't have to come back and do any more. But that way we'll have some for all our clusters. So for the month of July, I'm going to be doing lots of Christmas in July scrapbooking and card making crafts, paper crafts during my lives to share with you all the fun products, online exclusives. So I'm excited about that because I usually don't do Christmas in July. All right, so I think that's going to give me lots of goodies to work with right there. That's a little piece I don't need, I don't think. There's another one. I think that just came out of the big cluster. All right, let's make a decision on the scallops I'm thinking about. It's like, since I'm bringing in some of that, let's look at our paper and maybe we'll bring in Could bring in a little bit of that over here. Looking for my smaller scraps of that. Get all that used up first. I only need a couple. So there's that pattern. Also, I might actually like that pattern better. The back of these. Okay, now I got decisions. I think I'm liking that better. I feel like that's a little too much for this page. So we're gonna use this. And I'm gonna probably only need, let me look at these. That one I don't want to use because I can cut some baskets out of that. These are all kind of half used. Same thing with that probably. Okay, so these are good pieces to use. I'm going to be able to cut these in half, so I only need to probably cut maybe 3. Don't think. Trying to decide if I'll use any over on the other page. I don't think so. Okay, give me 1 second. I gotta get the flat surface here and see if, there we go. So these are the stylish shape dies. Absolutely love them. They have a little bit of stitching. Let me see if I can, if you can, will it, there we go. You can kind of see the stitching is trying to focus. So I love all the detail they have on their dies. Close to my heart. Just started doing some of that before the announcement. But so far, I think this has been one of my, sometimes it goes in, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know why. I struggle to get it through sometimes. I just don't know why. Maybe I need to go through the middle. Ugh, so frustrating. Actually, let me do it this way a little bit. It's just, I think it has to do with the plates. Anybody give me any tips? I'm afraid I'm gonna mess it up in a second. Started to cut it, but I'm gonna move it down a little bit. It just works great a lot of the times, and then I struggle. There we go. It's confused. Don't know why. Okay, I'm going to do one more, and we'll see if we have to come back and do any more or not. I'm pulling it way down right here. Can you see? And then making sure this one is up here, so they're not lined up. That seems to help it feed through better. But like when it's hitting, I don't know why, when it's hitting that, I just can't get it to go through. I'm gonna try one thing. I kind of think this one's even thicker. Let me look and see. Can't tell. This is the one it's originally supposed to go to, but I hadn't gotten it to work with that at all. Oh, good grief. I don't know. Oh, maybe let me do this. Sometimes they get a little warped, so I may be having an issue with that. Sorry, guys. There's still a learning curve here I'm trying to figure out. Got to learn all the little tips and tricks. Okay, I'm going to put it back on the plate that I had it at. So I do think you're supposed to, whoops, it's stuck there. I do think you're supposed to flip your, oh my gosh, everything's sticking. I got static going on apparently. So flip your plates on occasion. That might just be the trick. Just have to remember to flip your plates. Okay, we'll see if that, and then see if I still have all my letters when I'm ready for them. And we're still going to have to do a couple of veggies, but let's see what we can do with this so far. Start getting things layered down because the veggies can be last. I'm going to bring it. All right, I'm going to glue that down, get that taken care of. I won't be doing any flip-flaps over here because I'm going to overlap the title. So let's move this stuff over here right for the moment. I'm going to have to cut. I'm doing it this way. Just putting a little tape there so it'll stay in place. I need to cut right down the middle, so let me get close to my, so these trimmers have imperial and metric cutting or measurements on it. I've seen some demonstrators who've actually like put some dark washi tape over the centimeters. I might end up doing that because it does confuse me a little bit every once in a while. I'm just trying to center it in between using the inches. That's giving me half circles. Again, just using a little bit of adhesive to keep it in place. Not straight there or even. And these 2x2 pages are starting to take me longer lately. All right, so let's put these on. I do want to do, but I'm trying not to worry too much about the time that I'm spending on my lives so that I can get my page done like I want it to. That is, and I'm also going to work on getting a little bit more of it done ahead of time. I kind of got stuck last night. Now the whole weekend didn't go as planned. Kind of thought we had a pretty free weekend, then we decided to do that farm tour kind of last minute. So that took up a lot of my time, or what I had planned. So I didn't get as much posted to my BOGO sale as I had anticipated I would over the weekend. So I'll be working on that over the next couple of days. Just continuing to sort through all my stuff. There's a lot of it. And I may be adding stuff throughout the month, actually. Don't really have a time frame, but I guess I can just stay busy. I'm going to do 3 and 3, I think. That'll just make sure I have all of it in there. But that'll bring some of that Blackberry Bliss over to this side of the page. So I haven't looked at comments lately. Hello, Karen. I am using, oh, those are close to my heart. Stampin' Dies, thin cuts. No longer available, unfortunately. Close to my heart officially closed their doors. Yeah, last night. Yesterday, June 30th was the last day. They had a big warehouse sale this past week and a half, 2 weeks. Clean out as much as they could, I guess. And then yesterday was the official last day. So let's see if you follow any Close to My Heart makers, former Close to My Heart makers. Everyone's posting about it being the last day. So all right, so I think I'm trying to decide. I think I would normally pop this up, but if I do that, then I think I'm going to have to pop up my title, and I really don't want to do that because that's time consuming. So, because I think I am going to overlap. So let's just put it down, kind of following along. So I think that was perfect. I didn't really need that one, but that's fine. Okay, so I think right up in here about is where I could bring it down a little bit more. You could see a little bit of it. Okay. Let's get our title down if we can. If I can find all my letters. I think I'll have something like right here with veggies out of it. So this I could pop up. I go ahead and kind of do that. I'm going to keep the foam dots in the middle so I can tuck some things under it. Let me kind of look. I think I will just do it like maybe right about there. And we'll see how all that kind of comes together. Let me lay this out again, find all my letters because I don't see them. Some of them may be up there. Satter. Gotta figure out where my D and my A went to. There. Ended up here. So you'll be able to see in there just a little bit that, but I'm not too concerned about it, I guess. Not going to be. Okay, Saturdays. Glue. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and commit to this. And no, I will not be doing, oh, I didn't do any ink around that. Bummer. Oh well. It is what it is. Do I have Blackberry Bliss? I don't think I have those markers yet, but I might have it in a Stampin' Right. I might can go along there. later. So, all right, so let's get the title down. I want to use, let me get this positioned so that I can do this properly. Okay, starting there. A couple of dots. And since I want it to overlap a little bit, I want it right there where the A is. Okay. Making the commitment right there. And I need to watch to see if I can get it straight across. So to do that, how about I get on here properly and be straight. That'll help me a little bit. I can look up. I should dig out my triangle, my T-ruler. Okay, so again, the title's Summer Saturdays. That was what they called their event. So this past Saturday was Sovereignty Ranch's first night open, their restaurant. They have Chef Molly and her husband, not sure what his name was, but she's a chef. So is he. He was in the kitchen cooking all the yummy food. So there were, I don't remember the name. I'll have to look and see if I can see it on the menu that I took a picture of. But they used like all parts of the cow that were edible, meat-wise. So her regenerative farming is what it's called. So that nothing goes to waste. Just the cycle of life, circle of life. And she grew up, and for a majority of her life was vegan, and then started learning about farming and how all that works, and I realized we have to have animals. We have to have plants and animals. They were all made by God to create the cycle of life. Got to have it all. God gave it to us all. Saturdays, I'm making sure I'm spelling it right. If you joined me for my, what was it called? Survival mode. I went back and forth with mood and mode in my video. So my brain was short-circuiting, I guess. So this way. I had to change my title after I did my live because I put mood instead of mode. So just is what it is nowadays. Not too concerned about it. Just fix it if I can. Okay, Saturdays. Now up here, let's get all our letters for summer. See exactly where I want those and how far over I want it. I'm not sure. Let's see. Don't know if I want to go all the way across right here or move it more over here. So let me see. Kind of play around for a minute. Yeah, I think I would rather have it over here somewhere. And it can cover up this area or go overlap more of the photo. Yeah, I like it staggered that way, like that. Okay, making another commitment. I put it down with this glue and it's, so I think it'd be cool, yeah, to have that S right there where the sun is. And I may have to come back. I just thought it might be cool to have some orange or something sponged right back there, but I don't know if I can make that happen now. All right, this one, yeah, let me make sure I'm getting it straight. It's up a little bit higher. Is that good? Oops, that's not good. There, up. Okay. Since it's further away from me, it's a little bit harder to see if I got it straight. So I'm just going to take my time on this one a little bit. Okay, I think that's good. All right, so I can't wait to go back. We kind of kidded around, talked about going back to Sovereignty Ranch this next Saturday because they're having it open. They're opening again. I don't know if that's going to be all that they're doing or the 2 Saturdays. I'm not sure. But really, really enjoyed our time there. They have a farm store. They do like retreats and things. Alrighty, so I think I can do my journaling and just do all right in here and even down in here. So I can write a lot and share a lot. And I might actually do like, this might be like my title. I'm not going to do an album, but I would have multiple 2-page layouts that, so I could do a majority of my journaling here, and then the additional pages, I wouldn't have to do quite as much journaling. But I think between Jeff and I, we took like 200 photos, and I think we were there 4 hour-ish, about 4 hours. All right, so now we need some veggies to put in our, so let me see if I have to stamp them or if I can cut any of them out. Let me see what my paper is I have left. I have flowers, and so I'm not sure how much of the vegetable paper I have left over that I could actually get veggies out of. I'm kind of sifting through here to find, I think we can make it work. There we go. Just anything else. I have a couple of onions and things like bell peppers. Another onion. I just need enough for 2 of those. This basket and then that other one on the other page. I can fussy cut these if I want, but I don't have to. I'm going to move that to the side. So let's get a couple of lettuces, hopefully, maybe. I don't know if I can get 2, 3. Okay, I can get 3 lettuces out of there, I think. So let me show you, if you haven't been watching or seen me use this yet. There we go. The dies in this set will cut out the vegetables out of the paper. So it's so cool. I love that feature. Tomatoes, onions, turnips. I think they're turnips. They might be radishes. You can make a little flower bouquet if you wanted. But let's just whip through here real quick and get as many of these out as we can. Let's see what I can get out of this paper. This is where I will use some of my tape, so it'll keep everything in place. So I can do, so you just line it up. I'm starting to get hungry. Okay, we're getting close to being finished though, so I'll be okay with that. And there's the tomatoes. We're about to have bunches of red tomatoes like that. We already have we've already pulled off like 5, I think, off our tomato plants, but there's a bajillion of them. They're doing so good. I'm so proud of Jeff. Okay, and then I might as well, let me get a little bit more tape. I can do that onion. And then I may just fussy cut one of these bell peppers right here, because there's not a die for the bell pepper. So I can get out of that 4 vegetables. Okay, I think ladies wants outside, so I'll run this through here. Give me 1 second. I gotta let the dog out. Thankfully, we're right. Door's right here. There you go. So if you're still hanging with me, say hello. Like I said, I'm just taking my time today. I decided I have to stop stressing myself out. I was stressing myself out because I was going to do I'd planned on going live for my BOGO sale, but it was just too much with all the stuff that I need to get organized. So I just decided to post it as I could and see what happens. That one I didn't get cut all the way through. I think I had it too far down. Then only cut it like partially. So let me put that back on there real quick and get that taken care of. And redo that. I must have had it hanging off the edge of the plate or something. So depending on what color I need an orange. I need carrots, is what I meant. Okay, I've got all those. Let me get a bunch of carrots. And that'll at least take care of this basket, and then we'll repeat this cycle over on the other side. Don't know that I'll use much of any more of that. Let me look at what pieces I have that have carrots in them. That has a carrot. There's a carrot in the middle of it. If I'm going to cut, we'll do, I'm just looking to see what I can get out of there. Probably, let's do this one. Oops. Okay. So I need the carrots for this side, but I'm going to go ahead and cut a couple of these others since we're here. We can use them on the other page. Yay, thanks Lisa. more people just catch the live on occasion. I mean, the replay, when you do the replay, then you can scroll through it on YouTube and on Facebook, I guess. I'm going to go ahead and do this one. It's off the page just a tiny bit, or cut off right down there, but let's see if that stays. I think that'll work. I know I want some more, let's see, let's do 2 bunches. So there's that one. And this one. So this does go a lot faster than stamping the veggies, but you could totally stamp the veggies. And then die cut them out if you wanted to. This is just one of those features that I love, being able to cut the paper out like this. Okay, scrap. And then I think we're going to use this long piece to get any more out. So let's do it like that. And this is just going to take care of the other page. I still got to, I might do something other than veggies up in my third cluster. Something, just maybe a tag or something. We'll see. That'll be the last piece of the puzzle. Do that like, I think I can do this lettuce right here. This last run through should get everything we need. Put it like that. I'll do an onion. Probably do, yeah, I'm not going to worry about that one. We'll do a bell pepper. What I did with my plate, there we go. Okay, that should take care of all the veggies we need. Let me get these put away. There's my second cluster. Might have been tomatoes there already, but we'll see. All right. We have carrots growing too. We just hadn't, I don't think any have poked out. I think they're supposed to poke out of the ground. You can see the orange. I don't think we've seen any yet though, but they're out there growing. We have almost, I think he tried some lettuce, but it was just too hot right now. Okay, I think I got all that put away. I'm trying to think if I had a die for a tag. Probably do, but I'm probably just going to cut one. Here's a few more little pieces that we could maybe use. All right, so let me get situated here. Let's fussy cut this out. Just I'm going to do the bell peppers because I can use those. Again, there were no dies for this one. So just fussy cut it out. It's pretty simple. So come Wednesday, Wednesday's going to be a crazy day. July 3rd. So I'll have my story and sketch at 10 a.m. And I'll be doing, I was trying to decide, because we have several new suites, which that means like 2 new suites that have paper and a bundle, like stamps and dies. And then we have, so one's all pretty much Christmas oriented, and then another one is like all holidays. So it kind of features holidays throughout the year. I think that's all I'm really gonna need right there. Just gonna move this like here, get it centered so we can see. We can start putting, I'm gonna go ahead and glue this down under there because that'll be in the background. So I'm trying to decide, do I want to do on Make It Mondays, all Christmas themed? Do it just like that. And then for my story and sketch, those pages are more of special memories. So like a photo, I could do something for each holiday. I think I'll do my, because I think it represents like Christmas and fall. Can't remember if there's any Halloween in it. What else? Valentine's Day. I really don't even remember the. Trying to see if like that. I'm kind of laying in there like that, I think. Put some, maybe not tuck everything in there. Where's that? Bell pepper. Maybe the onion can be in there. Tucked in there like that. That. Maybe have something laying out, hiding behind it a little bit. So I'm trying to decide. I feel like that's too much red, but then we've got too much orange. We could put this over here maybe. I'll do that. And then for my, there's a real pretty 3D embossing folder with a bundle, stamps, and dies. They're leaves, so it's fall-ish oriented. I think I'm going to I'm gonna let that dry and put some foam tape on it. Then maybe that's just kind of hanging out right there, I think. So I'm thinking I'm going to use the one suite for Make It Mondays, one suite for story and sketch, and then the other, it's not really a suite, it's more of just a bundle for Feel Good Fridays throughout the month of July, and just show different ways to use the products. So I think that's my plan for July. And it is going to be kind of Christmas, not all Christmas, but Christmas in July is what what I've been kind of thinking. Okay, so I want, let me find, what did I do with my tweezers right in my, they're there. Okay, so I'm going to put that on there. Okay, getting close to being done. Okay, visualize journaling here. Let's do, since we're over here, let's just maybe finish up our cluster a little bit, and it'll help the other cluster come together because we'll kind of copy it. I think I'm going to use Blackberry Bliss. I don't know what I'm ever going to use that bright one for. It'll have to be with a different type of collection, I guess. Oh boy. Neighbors, I guess, are using their chainsaw. So there's a couple of those. Wonder if kind of like that. I'm feeling a little safari-ish with, I don't know why, with these. These are reminding me of something from close to my heart, I think. What else? There should be some more of that. Yeah, let's do that. I might can float some more leaves around somewhere. I don't know if I can get that tucked under there or not, but that just adds a little something up here. Let me see if I can get up under there. There we go. Maybe that'll. I need it up under there a little bit more. So let me see if I can. Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay. Just need some more color up under here. It's not making it easy. There we go. That'll work. Okay. So I think I'm pretty happy with that so far. That's, whoops, sorry guys. I've got it plugged in here. Let me see if I can get it straightened up a little bit more. Hopefully that didn't mess up things too much. Okay, now we need, I've got to find my, where's my piece that I cut? Here we are toward the end, and I'm gonna not be able to find my basket. I think it got picked up somewhere. My bag. I may have to cut another one. So let's see. I've got, so one I had sitting right here. I think I'm going to stick a tag or something right up here to keep it pretty simple. All right, let me look through my little pieces and see if I got it picked up, or also let me look on the ground real quick. So I'm missing my little bag. Let's see if I can find it. It was part of some of this. Just go through my stash here real quick and see if, and then bring this back in case I need to cut another one. That's the one that I'm missing. I don't know what I did with it. So how about we just make it easy and I'll cut out another one. Because if I'm blind, I'm not seeing it. sure it's not stuck to anything. Anybody see it? All right, so let's just cut this out again so that as soon as I'm done cutting it out, I'll find the one I originally cut out. So that's usually how it works. That was simple enough. Alrighty. Okay, so I need to pop that up. So I think I'll do it toward the bottom more. And then I'll put another one underneath there if I need to. Okay, kind of want to put it like right in here. That way the flap can still go up and down. There we go. Not as much is going to fit in here, and I don't want to cover up the barn. But that irrigation stuff, I kind of wanted to, so I think that'll work. And maybe I need something colorful. I could do those kind of just laying out like that. And maybe some at the bottom of the basket to ground it, I guess, a little bit. I'm gonna let it like they're just kind of laying in there funky. Okay. And I could put a little bit of tape on that still. Nope, purple's not gonna really, there, I like that. My fingers are messy after doing all that sponging or that blackberry bliss. Okay. Just kind of looking to see color-wise. Let's cut this orange bell pepper. So I saved a few of these. I cut them out, or just saved from my scraps, from my cards the other day. So I was trying to remember. I've made like 8, 9, 10, 10 cards at least with this collection, plus a 2-page scrapbook layout and an 8.5 by 11. I don't have that down yet, so I'm kind of see what. Don't want them to go this way. I think I like them over here at that angle. I'm not sure yet. Let me get this down. Put a little foam tape right there. And glue. And then where do I want it? Yeah, I think I'll stick it right there. I'll do some dots over over in here, which they are right here. Forgot to pull out my take your pick tool. All right, so I think I'll do like there, there. Okay, almost done, almost done. Let me do, I had an idea. I think that'll work. Got all these scraps of, I don't know if any of these are big enough. What's the back of that paper? Oh, there's a big piece of that. There's some. I'm just grabbing a few out to see what I want to. I'm just going to make, I think, let me, oh, I gotta have some of this. I forgot about this. Can I shove it up under there? Trying to decide. Yeah, I've got to have this over here somewhere. Maybe I need to move my dots if I can. Whew, they came up good. Okay. And I'll tuck this up under here. See how much I want to tuck up under there. And where I want it exactly. I just forgot about that. Let's see, let me get some glue on it and we're just gonna make a decision. I think it's good. I can put these back. Right in here. Oh, Lisa, I am going to be, if you're still watching and listening, I think we're going to be out in your area around the 19th or 20th. Kyle's grandparents live in Cleveland, Texas. And we're going to go drop him off, I think, for a day or two. So I might have to try to connect. All right. So let me look and see if I like the idea I'm thinking of. Let me move that, all this out of the way. Clean up my space. I'm really not cleaning it. I'm just moving stuff out of the way. Goes this way. Alrighty. It's almost done. So I was thinking of putting a tag. Maybe I need to do, not this color, but give me 1 second. Yes. Or maybe both. All right, let me get the paper trimmer out. I'm just gonna do like the I think I'll do it at like 2 inches. I don't know how wide I want it. Give me a second and look. Cut it down just a tiny bit. It's at 3 1/4. So maybe 2 1/4. And then I'm just going to use the lines here that are on here. Take that, I'm going to flip that over, watch this, and use that as a guide to cut the same width off on this end. Okay, so make your own little tag. This is just the last little thing that needs to be done, I think. Let me get let's see if this will work. To just lift that up a little bit. So that'll bring the purple from this page over here. I think that'll be perfect. And then a little bit of maybe in the behind it. So could probably just use, just to try and decide what piece I want to use. Just use this piece. I'm going to cut it down a tiny bit. I'm going to cut it down a little bit smaller than that other one. Do the same thing. Then you take that piece and just flip it, like mirror it over to this side, and just hold it in place there. And then if you just follow that cut line, you get a similar side. Okay, yeah, I think that's just need a little bit of something extra, and then a little bit of linen thread, a couple of dots, and I think we're good. Except for I'm going to do the edges just a little bit. Let me pull that up. I'm going to do the edges of that too. And then tuck it back up under there. So just those. That'll even allow it to pop off the page there a little bit more. So poked my foam a little bit, I think. Hopefully it won't mess anything up later. Okay. Okay, a couple of bows here and there. I'm going to pull out quite a bit of this and cut some in. I just need maybe like that. It's probably too much, but just need a lot of just to manipulate it some. I want to do it on one. I may just put a dot or a hole. I don't want to put two. I'll trim the pieces off just a little bit. The tails. Just a little bit. Okay, there's that. And maybe a little bit more, maybe I think I know what I'm going to do. That way I'm not wasting this. Let's do a little knot, bow. Cut it off kind of short. Maybe that's got to be a little bit shorter. Okay, more glue dots. All right, we're just about to the end. Yes, took me much longer than I anticipated, but like I said, I am gonna stop stressing myself out and just enjoy the process. If it takes a long time, it takes a long time. There we go. Then maybe just, did I have any more left over? Just super tiny pieces. I think I'll do just a little circle and stick it underneath. That way we'll have a little bit of, I do need to put a couple of dots over here, but just, I'm just gonna do, let me do 3 fingers. Look how messy my fingers are. Okay, so something like that. A couple of glue dots will keep it together. Got messy, messy fingers today. Okay, I'm gonna do a few just to hold those ends in place. And then I'm gonna tuck this up under here. Just gonna shove it up in there. Might could even push it up in there a little bit more. Okay, so just it gives it a little texture on each one. Okay, and a couple more dots right up here, and we are going to call it done. All right, so there's, I think I might put it right, overlap on there. Do it in there. Alrighty, there we have it. Let's see. Okay, summer Saturdays, spelled it right. I'll get my journaling done in here. I'm probably going to draw lines, and then I can write my journaling and hope I don't mess it up. So I need some peace and quiet to do that. I'll probably type it out first. So I got nice little clusters. I don't think I have some more of this. I didn't put any of this up in here, but I could possibly, or poking up under here. And I still had a bunch of individual leaves over here too. Did y'all see that? So I don't know. I may add 1 or 2 little things, but that's done. What do you think? Okay, thanks for joining me for this super long Make It Monday live, but I had lots of fun, so enjoyed the process. I'm happy with my page. There's my flip flap. I'll share my finished page with my journaling shortly. You'll have a great Monday, and don't forget, July 3rd is a super, super big day. If you're wanting the last of the exclusive Close to My Heart items for July and August, you may want to jump on the website like about 1 a.m. I think is the time that it'll all be going live to get first dibs on everything, because there will be some things that are going to sell out. I know that for a fact. Not everything will, but there's a limited supply of the Close to My Heart items because it's primarily for former Close to My Heart makers and their customers who had emails with Close to My Heart. So at that time of night, if you do get up at 1 a.m., you do need to have a close to my heart email address. If you want to reach out to me later that day, say after 8 o'clock in the morning, I can see if I can grab you some if you don't have a close to my heart email. But there we have it. Y'all have a great Monday, and I'll see y'all Wednesday for Story and Sketch, starting our Christmas in July series. Thanks. Bye.